Hey guys, we have a treat. For those of you that don't know, this is Comfrey. And oddly enough, it's pretty hard to find here. Nobody knows what it is. Well, I can't say nobody. Very few people know what it is. But for those of you that don't know what it is, Comfrey is perhaps the best permaculture plant there is. That may be saying a lot. Maybe the moringa could be the best. But if you want to grow fruit trees, you want Comfrey. Comfrey has these big, thick roots. Let's pull one of these out. There's the root on this side. Massive beast of a root. And from what I understand, you could take an inch cutting of this, stick it in the ground, and you'll get new plants. Now we're going to cut these, basically cut them right down. I'm going to leave perhaps that one leaf, cut everything else. I'm going to stick this in a pot and get it planted up because we need to grow these out on the property. I have two very small Comfrey plants, and they're very hard to find. Then person I become friendly with through what I'm doing here, I asked him and he came up with these big huge plants. So we're going to cut these up. I'm going to take, if you have fruiting trees, you want Comfrey for one key reason. Comfrey is super high in potassium. And potassium is critical for fruiting trees. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut all the leaves off of these and I'm going to stick them around the banana because the banana is still flowering. And I happen to have the papaya right next to the banana, so I'm going to put it kind of in between the two underneath the mulch and let this stuff feed the plants. Feed the banana, feed the papaya. Hopefully we'll get better health out of those plants. But I wanted to show you these. We're going to take and get these together. I'm going to take a bunch of cuttings from these roots and see if we can get it to grow. And we're going to take all of these out into the country this week. We're going to plant them all out in the homestead. So let's get to it. Alright, this is what we're going to do. We could be using this Comfrey to add to the compost, but right now I've got bananas fruiting. So we're going to take all these leaves and put them in the bananas, except this. We're going to leave that there. Alright, now we all know, I hope we all know the benefits of Comfrey. What we're going to do now is we're going to take all these cuttings, we're going to put them around the banana and around the papaya. We're going to cut them up to smaller pieces so we can help them decompose faster. This is going to help feed the banana and the papaya because they're fruiting. We need them to fruit and stay healthy while have the proper nutrients. Alright everybody, it takes time to soak the peat moss because it's dry. What we're going to do is all of these, we're going to put these crowns in here and see how they do. I'm seriously thinking about cutting one of these roots, but I'm not going to do that now. I'll do that when we plant. for now, we're just gonna okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 crowns, and we're going to make probably 8 plantings out of that. That'll get us started. It's a good step. Okay. Now, get ready. We have this comfrey, this big huge root. We're going to cut that and plant just the root and see what we get. Okay, so this root piece we're going to stick in the ground, see what happens. We're also going to plant this plant right here. We're going to plant a few of these over here and see how they do. If you look, there's the canal, there's this, the banana circle's over there. We're just planting it here. I heard that comfrey really likes to be wet, and this is the wettest place we have. So I'm going to plant it here and see how it does. I'm also going to plant it a bunch of other places. But this is our first step. All right, this comfrey has been in here for a week. I showed you these when I cut all the leaves completely off. And mostly, they look really, really good. And if you look that one over there, same thing. These were just roots that I cut in here, didn't have a single leaf on them. And so far, they've come back this much. So we're getting the comfrey to grow. It looks good too. Pretty soon we'll be able to get cuttings off of this. Now here's another one here's a comfrey plant. We planted this strictly root. There was no leaves at all when I planted it. And now we've got 3 new leaves coming up. So we're getting a base of comfrey. At least we're starting to get comfrey to come up. This makes 7 or 8 plants that we've got actually with new leaves out of the ground. So the comfrey looks fantastic. And hopefully we'll get this comfrey to overtake this grass, because the comfrey is much more useful than the grass is. But for now, all we're trying to do is get this to grow. We'll figure out how we're going to set everything up after we're done. And this comfrey is showing some great strides as well. I got that one. And this one. So the comfrey is really taking off. Looks nice. Soon. Now we need a ton of it. When I say a ton, we've got 10 acres, so figure out how much we need. But that's where we're off to a start. This is a good beginning. Now I'm going to add this to the end of this comfrey video because I haven't posted it yet. I want you guys to see this. This here is comfrey. Now you see how small it is? Because this is what came up from that little piece of root. It was about a 1-inch piece that I cut and buried here. This is the first piece coming up just from the root. Well, not the. I've got another piece coming up over by the other side, but this is it. There we got 4 leaves coming up. This is just from that 1-inch piece of root. So there we go. Look at that. Comfrey is getting more and more. And this stuff's, you gotta grow it, because it's very useful. So there we are, guys. I just wanted to add this because I put together the comfrey video last night, but I didn't have this piece of footage. I come out here today and there we go. The leaves have broken through the soil for that 1-inch piece of root that I stuck in the ground here. All right, that's it, guys. God bless.